and I got the opportunity to know him a bit more. We've been hanging around as well. And he's such a wonderful person as a human being, but as well, he got a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that tonight is going to share with us. That is going to be how to have a warrior mentality that is going to allow us to empower ourselves to have more tools that is going to bring us this version, 2.0, these limited editions that sometimes we need to be all the time. But before that, we're going to introduce him, but we're going to try to know him a bit more. So, Adrian, Papi, tell us a bit more about your backstory. Where are you from? Where are you? What have you been doing? Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay. So I am from an island in the Caribbean called Martinique. It's a French island, so I'm French. I have a French accent. Uh, it's uh, it's like it's like France, but just elsewhere. Um, so we also actually have the euros. We're part of the European Union. If you believe that a small island in the Caribbean is part of the European Union, it's actually quite cool. Um, and then when I was 14, I moved to Nice in the southeast of France. Then I moved to Bordeaux. And about 10 years ago, I moved to the UK. And part of those 10 years, half of it was actually in Bristol. And that's where, I met you at the gym at the time. And yeah, generally, I work as a fire safety engineer. So I work with architects to design safe buildings for people in case of fire. And yeah, that's, I don't know, pretty much all, I guess,
That's
the
amazing.
main things.
Yes, that's really cool. Literally, how do you end up falling in love with Krav Maga? Because that's the main discipline that you enjoy the most, that you got a really good experience. How do you start going to Krav Maga? How do you what is the big takeaway that you can have as Krav Maga for you?
Um, well, how I started. Um, Actually, in 2005, when I moved to Nice, I actually got mugged by three people. And when you think about it, it was just a phone. It was like a Sagem MY X5. It was like a shitty phone, like when you think about the phones we have now. Um, but yeah, it was an experience. And one of my friend at the time was Jewish, and he told me about Krav Maga and about the fact something that it's like an efficient self defense system. And I thought, okay. And then a few years later in Bordeaux, I started to try it, and it was actually quite interesting. But I did it maybe for like maybe 2 months or something like that, and then I stopped because I had different priorities. And when I moved to Bristol about 5 years ago, in 2016, actually, like that was my New Year resolution to actually start doing it again. Um, and so I started, and I'm happy to give you the contacts of my instructor or the gym, if you want to try it when there's no more lockdown and you can actually have a life. But it was really interesting because you learn how to defend yourself. There is a conditioning part of it where you do push-ups, squats, things like that. I actually really hate because I'm thinking, if I'm spending money to learn something, like I can do the push-ups with you, like I can pay you then to actually have something like more physical with you. um, but yeah, it's really interesting, and as part of that journey, I actually got to travel to different places around the world. And so I went to Switzerland. I went to Scotland, which is still the UK, but I went to Croatia. More recently, I've been training 2 months with the guys in Moscow, and it has been actually um, really interesting, and like learning from people with lots of knowledge, because some of the people, the instructor, they used to train special forces. Some of the instructor are actually bodyguards, or they are part of third-party protection people. So you get like a wide range of knowledge and people with different background, and you actually learn a lot about the mentality or when you're being attacked, or like the mentality that you need to have as well yourself. And um, yeah, so I guess that's as part of that mentality that there is a guy, because I'm French, I follow the director of Krav Maga Global in France, who's called Emmanuel Ayash, and is expert level 5. So he's someone like one of the highest grades. And he's doing videos every week, and he has lots of different type of program. So I got some about communication, so communicating under like a stressful situation. I got one to increase the power of the strikes and the punch, the kicks, all those I guess useful things if you're fighting or defending yourself. And the last one was about the warrior mentality and how to develop it. And so and that's like, you know, I started to do it, and then that's, you know, when I discuss it with you, and you thought it would be a good idea to actually share it with more people, because sharing is caring.
Exactly. I love that. But before we are going to start sharing this amazing tool that you just learned with those amazing guys, what would be the meaning of you practicing Krav Maga in few words? What would be the meaning for you of Krav Maga? What means to you to being able to use Krav Maga? What would be the tool or the meaning that you would give them?
Well, that's um, that's a good point. That's a good question, because actually I've been practicing it, well, for 4 years on and off, because I did stop for maybe a year or a year and a half, and um, I never really took the time to sit and think really why I am doing it. You know, and it's something we're going to discuss, I guess, in more detail after. But um, I just, for me, you know, like doing Krav Maga is just about defending myself. And one of the tools that I learned through that program was like looking at things in more in more deeper, and basically knowing like deep reason why you're doing things. So if I find it again, like for me, the actual meaning of why I am doing Krav Maga, and it comes back to that situation where I actually got mugged,
Mhm.
and that stayed with me because I actually realized that I was just powerless. You know, I had no control over me. Like someone else, well, three guys had more control over my life than I had, and it was okay. You know, nothing really bad happened to me. I got punched in the face, and that's all. But I mean, I was 14. They were probably like 17, 18. I don't know, but it's and I realized as well when I was in Russia that, you know, let's say maybe in the UK you get punched, maybe you get knocked out, you fall on the floor. It's a shit situation for you, but it's maybe like summer. I mean, in winter is what is maybe 0 degrees, 5 degrees. But in Russia, if you get knocked out, it's -20. So imagine you stay in the cold, -20, and you just, I mean, it's basically sure that you're gonna die, unless someone comes really quickly. So when I did those exercise, for me, like the main reason what I would do Krav Maga is to basically limit, like making sure that I limit the power that other people can have over my life. You know, I don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to get mugged or to get punched or to, you don't know what might happen. So yeah, it's to limit that and to basically don't really feel maybe have shame as well, because I don't know, like if you've been mugged or like if you've been in this type of similar situation, it's often the victim that feels bad. And it's, you know, like you have that feel of maybe guilt or shame or something like that, not that nice emotion. So for me, is to try to avoid that again. So that was really a good tool, and we're going to discuss it a bit more, and I can look again at all the steps. But from defending myself, I had to look a bit deeper to find the real reason, which actually what motivates me really.
That's wonderful,
So
because I think in order to us to practice deeply discipline, it can be Krav Maga, it can be karate, it can be dancing, it can be a gym,
just the
it can be
gym, yeah,
boxing. Exactly. We need to connect to something that it have to be deeply care for us. We need to care and say, okay, I will do that because I don't want to have someone else taking control over the situation that I may control. If that makes sense in your case. In my case, it will be what I'm so passionate about fitness. It will be because I don't want it to come back to being bullied. I don't want it to come back to, in my case, to have these emotional disorders of eating. If that makes sense. So, and that's what we want to share as well with you guys that you are watching this video. Is like as well how at the moment Adrian is connecting so deeply with Krav Maga, and he's willing to go all around the world, paying as well for classes and going to seminars, and in the future as well, he told to me that he want to become as well a coach in Krav Maga, is because he's connecting with a deeper meaning. So if you're just going to connect something just because, oh no, it's going to be because I just wanted to lose weight in fitness, right? Or in Krav Maga, it's because, oh, I wanted to be cool and I wanted just to punch people. It's not going to stick for longer, right? What do you think about that?
yeah, yeah. I agree with that. And like in the case of the gym, like lots of time I try to think about it, and I read some books, like, and I know you have like extra sync and interesting motivation. So things that, you might want to go to the gym to look good for other people to think you look good, which is external. So you're waiting for external validation. Or you can do have like the internal one, which is maybe for you, I don't know, to have more women, to get more women, or for you to feel more, I don't know, feel good about your body, or things like that. And I try to do this as well in the past and try to think the external one, the internal one. Um, but I think that the thing I've learned with that program of the warrior mentality was probably a bit more powerful in my opinion, to find the real reason why you want to do something. Um,
So
so
that's
yeah.
that's amazing. So let's start with this warrior mentality, and please share with us everything you can regards to that because it's powerful what you share with me in just a short space of time in your video. Please.
Yeah,
So do a start.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
ready here.
um, Yeah, like when I bought the program, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting that because, like for me, a warrior mentality is more maybe about aggressivity. And I mean, I wasn't really sure what to expect. But yeah, when I started to do it, and by the way, it's not my program, so there might be things, I can't really explain properly, or maybe concept I have not grasped properly. But I took some notes as I went through the program to make sure I can remember everything. And the first thing was about your attitude to life and about taking ownership and responsibility of your life. And there is that simple formula that if you get the events plus your attitude, you will get the results. And so imagine, like the result is that you're late to work and your boss comes to you and he says, well, why are you late? And you're like, well, it's raining, and there was traffic jam and everything. So you are basically not taking responsibility over it. You are putting it on the first thing, which is the event, which is the thing you do not control. So you put the blame on the rain and on the fact there were traffic jam instead of saying, well, I should have checked the weather. I should have checked that it was rain. So if it's raining, it means I have to leave early because there will be more people, there will be traffic jam. So there's one attitude of victim, let's say, where you kind of putting like basically it's not your fault. It's like it's not my fault. I will always have the same result because the gym is too far, for example. You're saying, well, I don't get good results because of genetics, because that's how it is, or because my gym is too far, or all those things that you cannot change. Whereas you can actually, if you focus on your attitude, you can get better results. So as I said, if you know it's gonna rain, well, maybe try to leave earlier. If you never check the weather forecast, and it happens quite often that you're late when it's raining, maybe you just start to check the weather forecast. If your gym is too far, maybe try to find a gym which is closer, or maybe try to instead have some dumbbells or things that you can do at home if that's the main reason why you don't go to the gym. Or let me see what else I have. But yeah, if like all those reasons, like basically if you're tired, like how many times I said I don't go to Krav Maga because I'm tired. Um, but yeah, and that's not the right attitude. You can be tired and still force yourself to do it, because often it's just doing that initial movement, and once you're actually there, it's kind of fine. You go with the flow. So I think that was the first thing that he explained, is that you need to take responsibility of everything that happens to you. And in my case, even if I got mugged, and I could say it's not my fault, well, maybe in a way it was my fault. Maybe I shouldn't have, stay in those areas late at night, or maybe when I saw the guys coming, maybe I should have left, or maybe I should have been more careful with my environment. So I'm not saying everything is my fault. I'm just saying that there are maybe some small things I could have done to maybe prevent what happened. But I was 14. I was kind of naive. I was young, and it was just like a different culture to come here, and everything was a bit different, which again is the event. So, I'm blaming it on the event. But so yeah, it was that event plus attitude equal the results. So if you want to change the results, change your attitude and stop
Wow.
blaming the events.
So it's taking ownership and mainly just trying to see how you can take responsibility as well for any outcome that you may have, if it's positive or negative, especially if it's negative, trying to see how you can improve that in the next time, right?
Yeah, exactly. Try to see how you can improve
Got it.
it, and or you might not just want to. You might be late every day because your boss. I don't know, because that train that you take makes you arrive at 9:05, and you might tell your boss, well, I can't because that's the train I take. But actually, that is your choice. You could choose to take an earlier train if you wanted to, but you don't. So I think from the moment where you say, well, I can't do it, think about, I do not want to do it, because at the end it is your choice. It's again, like, instead of saying, like it is the train, you just say, well, it's me. I don't want to take a different train. Like I don't want to wake up like half hour earlier. I'd rather be 5 minutes late. It's how
It's
it is.
about
It's a
choice
choice.
as well, right? To know that
Yeah,
we got a choice. Wow, that's powerful.
yeah,
So we can call that tool as taking ownership, right? Will be
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, taking ownership of your
your
life and
choices.
of your decisions.
Wow,
Um,
I love it. But what else you got there?
yeah. So the second thing was that the 7 level of deepness. Is it? Do we say
Mm-hmm.
deepness in English? Yes.
Don't
So
leave because like
yeah,
it's not my mother was, but yeah, we understand.
yeah. I just make up words, and everybody understands. So it's good. I do the same in French, and so that's good. So to succeed in something, you need to have a vision, and to get that vision, you need to also to understand your motivation, what motivates you. And that's what we kind of touched on earlier on about my motivation to go to Krav Maga and what I do. So that exercise is actually really powerful. So you basically need to ask yourself, why do you want to do something? So why do I want to go to Krav Maga? And once you get the answer, you ask yourself why that answer. So, and then basically you will get like a different emotion. It will take from something which has no emotion at all to something which get more and more connected and has more and more emotion. So you can do it like 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, 20 times if you want to. Um, Sometimes you might turn a bit like, you might say, why do I want to go to Krav Maga? And you say, because I want to defend myself. And you can say, well, why do I want to defend myself? And you will answer, because, you can turn in cycle, maybe like, why do I go to the gym? Because I want to look better. And why do you want to look better? Because I don't like myself. So why don't you like yourself? Because I want to look better. So, you could have that cycle if you're not careful. So you kind of need to ask maybe the right questions. But in my case, actually, I didn't stop at 7. I stopped at 9. 9 reasons, because I felt like after 7, I could still dig a bit deeper.
Okay.
So the first question, for example, was, so why do I want to learn Krav Maga? And then the answer was because I want to defend myself. I want to know how to defend myself because it's a useful skill to have. So then you ask yourself, why do you want to defend yourself? Why do you think it is a useful skill to have? So the answer was because I want to know what to do if I get mugged, which again is similar to the first answer, because I said I want to learn how to defend myself, and the second time was I want to learn what to do. So it's kind of the same. So again, that one wasn't really good. And I said I want to also be able to defend the person with me. So then you ask yourself that again. So why do you want to know what to do? Why do you want to know why do you want to defend that person? And so you do that quite a lot of times. So in my case, I had to go through it 7 times, and the outcome, like from the first answer, which was because I want to defend myself. The end results, and actually I will just take it directly from my phone because it's written in English already.
Okay.
But the end results was basically, give me just 1 second, because oh fuck no, it's in French on my phone. But yeah, the answer was basically because I think that outside, and again, it's my personal opinion. If you ask someone else, he might get a different answer. But my answer is that outside, I think it's like the jungle, and everything can happen. So I need to be able to control the impact that someone else can have on my life. No one else will be able to do it for me. I'm the man, and I think it is my job to defend myself and defend the people that I love. If I don't want to feel powerless and be ashamed of myself.
Wow,
So
that's really powerful.
that was, like the end reason that I got. And it took me probably, half hour or 45 minutes just sitting there on the paper and writing every time. And every time asking why. And we never really spent enough time to think about the real reason why we are doing something. Why do you do that job? What do you like about that job? Or why do you want to go to the gym? So yeah, I think that was a really useful exercise that you can apply to almost every aspect of your life.
That's
and then
powerful.
yeah,
I think the question why is really powerful, but as you said, it's like, do you have any, well, which technique did that work for you? So you lock yourself in a room, do you put some music? How do you end up going so deep?
um, well, I have a diary actually. That's another thing, but I do have the diary, which
Wow, it's
is
really
actually
cool.
quite. It's quite cool. I got it when I left my company, and I don't know. I just sat, and I mean, I had to do it. At some point, you need to know what you want. So I paid for that program. I wanted to get the best results, so I sat and I did it. I could procrastinate and think, I will do it later, but no, you have to do it right now. Like actually, if you can stop and pause this video, just do it, and then do the exercise, and then put play again. Like if you're watching it I don't know, tomorrow and another day. So I think it's quite good. And when you're not sure, when you have doubts about why you go to the gym, why you're paying Emir, to help you achieve your goals, just think about the deep reasons inside of you, and like the result of the exercise. Like I know at the moment I have that routine, and every day actually I read it because it keeps me motivated about doing Krav Maga, even now where I'm back in France and there's nothing open and life sucks. But at least at home there are a few things I can do. So yeah, it's a powerful thing to have.
That's powerful. Is as you said, really powerful. The second tool that you're showing us, and I think I will call them the seven wise, or going for the wise times.
The wise, yeah,
I love it. I think that's what I've been doing as well. Usually on Tuesday are my days off completely. Try not to use my phone too. This last Tuesday, well, this Tuesday of this week, I just went for a long walk and I just was looking to the sky and was saying, why am I doing this and who I am? And I was just looking to for that questions. And sometimes it's really hard to you to enter into that state of you getting the answers that you want. Sometimes you just need to keep trying it, and then it slowly will come up, right?
yeah, and like avoid the distractions because then it's easy to just put on
Mm,
hold and then go watch TV or something. But yeah, doing it until the end of the exercise. Like it's as I said, I had to do it 9 times because I didn't feel satisfied with 7. I felt like at 7 I could still dig deeper and find a different reason. So I thought, okay, I'll stop and I'll do it. And yeah, it took me a good 45 minutes, an hour to be honest, just to find those 9 reasons because I really had to think and maybe think about feelings that were not really pleasant, like try to think back to Hadrien, 14 years old Hadrien with those 3 guys. It's not something like I like to think about really often. So it was, yeah, it took me a bit of time to go through the whole process of doing it.
and that's where I learned as well in a book that I was telling as well about pain. So you can use your pain to empower yourself and trying to become that pain or weakness to a strength, or you can use that pain to say to yourself, oh, because I got Mac when I was 14 years old, I will be in that situation forever, and I just want to let myself down. Or you can say, okay, no, no way
Yeah,
that somebody's going to fuck with me around, and I just going to do whatever I need to do in order to take responsibility. So
yeah,
that's how you can use power, right? It's like you go the pain. Sorry, that's how you can use pain. You can use pain to empower yourself, or you can use pain to pull yourself down.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's beautiful, man. That's really good. So what is the other? Well, if you go any other tool, what is other
Yeah,
tools that
yeah,
you've
no,
learned?
I got okay, the third one was I don't know, you call it the wheel of your life, but there are like different aspects of your life. So you might have let me find it again, but you have like sports and health,
Okay.
your work, your yeah, work career, then your finance, your love life, your friend and family life, then the I guess the intellectual aspect of yourself, then your hobbies, and then the spiritual aspect of yourself again. And so you can think about those 8 aspects, or if you want to have more aspects, you can find more if you want to break things down a bit more, and you basically rank them. So you give them a rank. So or grade. I don't know, like you assign a number to them. So for example, my work life, out of 10, I put 8 because I think my work life actually is quite good. There's things I can improve, but overall I think it is really good. Same with my finance, the money I have. Well, I have a good job, I have good money. So, again, I put 8 because I can always have more, but overall, I can't complain. I think it's quite good. Like my love life, I put 3 because it's not the best. I still have a good life again, but I know it could be much better. I know, for example, I could do more things to meet a girl. I could do more things to maybe develop myself and maybe be more, I guess, attractive to a girl, or like, yeah, or be like maybe a better version of myself, maybe. So, I know there are things I can do. So I basically put a ranking to each of them. And at the end, it kind of looks something like that.
All
And I
right,
don't know
let's
if
do it.
everybody can see, but
Well,
like, and you see like which points are good. You can see which points are not that good.
got
And I
it.
think it is quite good. I mean, obviously, some points will increase, like, or decrease depending on where you are with your life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you could then, the choice is yours. You could just focus on one and say, your career, you wanted to reach 8, you wanted to reach 10. Or you might focus on the weak point and say, I want those points to reach 8, like have something kind of like I want to say like Beckenbauer in the PS6. If you ever played, PS6 on PlayStation 2, um, like when you select the player, they always have that kind of diagram with their skills. And anyway, Beckenbauer had really good skills everywhere. So it's
That's really, really good. So, do they tell you, or how often are you planning to review the circle of harmony, we'll
no,
say,
the
or how
guy
that
was
works?
saying he reviews it maybe like twice a year, every 6 months, but
Mhm.
you can review it every year, whenever you want. But what really matters is that you then take the time to think, okay, like for example, sports and health, I put 5. I'm relatively healthy. I do have my guy, do some sports, I go to the gym, but I just put 5 because I thought that at the end, I'm just average. I do things, but I kind of half do things. I will go to Krav Maga and then I will stop for 1 year and then I will start again. Or I will think it's acceptable to skip a session because I'm tired or because it's raining. Or so, like I don't eat enough vegetables, as you know. So, that's why all those things I would just 5 because I'm not bad, but I know it can be better. So
Got it.
then the question is, what do you do to actually make this thing better? So I'm at 5, and I think I put what do I want to actually reach 8. So to reach 8 for me, it would be to become a Krav Maga instructor. It would be to have a better position, body posture, mainly my shoulders, because as we said, I tend to have my shoulders getting in. So like maybe having to have that better posture, eating more vegetables, like at least once per day. And I guess we go then to that concept that most of the people know, which is the smarter objectives. That your objective have to be specific, they have to be measurable, you have to be able to put them into action, they have to be realistic, you need a time frame, it has to be exciting, and you need a reward as well for when you achieve them. So
That's
for example, I put like I want to go to the gym 3 times a week during 2 months. And that was when I was in Moscow. I could go to the gym 3 times a week during the time I was in Moscow. So so yeah, and you can do this for every single thing. So like the spiritual part of it, I put practice gratitude in the morning and in the evening. Then do one meditation every day for 2 months. I did not do it actually during those 2 months, so that's why it is still free. But yeah, it is, and maybe at the end again is because the spiritual part of my life is not that exciting for me. I don't think it is such a big entity, so I might leave that one small and then maybe increase my sport life. And once sport is at 8, I might think, okay, maybe I'll go back and do maybe the spiritual part because that's what lacking in my life. So
okay.
yeah, it's that's a useful thing. I guess you can see where you are with your life, and also it makes you think about it. when was the last time that you thought, how is my work life? Is it really good? Am I enjoying it? What else do I want? Am I in the position that I want to be? My work life, maybe I could have put 5 because I think that I don't get um, the rewards that I think. Maybe I think I'm senior engineer and I should be a director or something like that. So at least it makes
Understand.
you stop. Yeah, it makes you stop and think about it. So yeah,
But is so usually that circle will be telling truth to yourself, right? Will be more about to see where you are and just to try to say,
yeah,
okay, it's like I will see how I'm getting on a harmony aspect, right?
yeah. I
Interesting.
mean, again, you have to be honest with yourself. You can lie to yourself and think, yeah, it's good, or you can really think, and it's not pleasant. Like it sucks to put my love life at 3, but I have to be realistic. It's not that great. So yeah, it was useful.
And then the other tool that it was connected to this one is the SMART goals, right? Like
Yeah.
specific. Got it. And I really like it. I'm interested in which reward do you put for yours?
Well, the reward is always something difficult for me because
Which one is it?
well, my finance is 8, so if I want something, I can just buy it now. So like getting the right rewards is quite hard.
This the beer
So
gummies
is the
with
what?
Coca-Cola Fizzies. Remember the Coca-Cola Fizzies? These drinks
Yeah.
that you.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. Because again, like I'm in France, it's like the heaven of the Haribo. Like there's so many choice of Haribo and of sweet. I eat 1 pack of Haribo every single day. I have to stop because it's I'm gonna get fat. Um, but the rewards. So the gym, I guess the reward is to see my body change, and also I want to keep on. I want to continue my sleep. So I started it, but I want to continue here. And it might be stupid, but I think that if I get the tattoo now and then my arms get bigger, the tattoo might change and like not be good anymore. So I'm thinking that my reward might be that tattoo when I have the shoulder big enough or like bigger than it is now. That would be a nice reward to actually do it. And, so that was one. Um, the spiritual parts, I didn't put any reward. I have a big interrogation mark because I have no clue. Um,
It's something that
but
is not that you want to take, um, that you want to work on yet, right?
yeah, I think it's not the most exciting thing. It is useful, I practice gratitude at some point. And it was quite good. And it is part as well of the next things. And it's part of the morning routine as well that I can talk about. I don't know how we're doing with time actually, but there's
Wow.
but there's one of the thing is to as part of a morning routine. Like first is to have a morning routine, but as part of it,
Mhm.
you can practice gratitude. And I was reading that book that was telling you that every day you have to sit and think about 10 things you are grateful for in your life. And and it has to change every day. You cannot reuse the same one, every single day. And think about it, it's quite hard because after 1 week, you're already at 70 things you have to be grateful for in your life. And it is
It's a
fucking
lot.
hard. It is a lot because, you can start with being grateful for your work, maybe for your flat, to have a cat, to have friends. But after a while, I was thinking, to have a phone and to be able to communicate with people. I was being thankful for, I don't know, like having enough money to buy glasses, or like just things like that. That at the end is quite hard to do it every single day, but I think it is really useful because you realize that you actually have a lot of things to be grateful for, and things that you take for granted. like maybe food or water. Like in Moscow, I couldn't drink the tap water. I had to go to the shop and buy bottled water. Well, not every day, but I was carrying the big 8-liter pack, and that's why I'm so strong now.
Ah,
But it's like
okay.
it's something you take for granted. You open your tap, you drink water, and that's all. But you go to a different country, and it's not like that, and you have to buy water, and yeah. So
It's like the saying of Bruce Lee, be water, my friend.
exactly, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So where else you go in this amazing book? Well, not
What
book.
else did I have? Um, I had something called the free. Let me see how I translated it, but it's like the triangle of success.
That
So
triangle of success. Okay.
there are three things that you can easily change every day and that are going to impact how you feel. So the first one is the way your body position.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually some studies, and I can't remember the name of the woman, but on TED Talk, there is a woman who did a talk about how your body posture influence your brain, which influence your moods and how you feel. And I can't remember where she's from. I think she's blonde, maybe in her 50s, but you probably find it if you search like for body position or. And basically, what she's saying is that they ask some people to take some specific position before undertaking a task, like
Mm-hmm.
an exam or a test. So they ask some people to, sit back like this, and um, some people, I think, to, when you stand up and you just like this, and
Super superpower.
exactly, yes. Or they ask some people to just be like this, in the chair,
Oh,
and yeah, like you're cold or like you're in the corner and you're scared. Um, and so they ask them to take that position for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes and then to take the exam. And actually, the people who took the empowering position, like the one you have, they perform better because whether you realize it or not, actually, but when you're happy or when you relax, you'll go like that. When you go like no matter where you're from, but when you're winning, you will raise your arms, you will be happy, you will be like, yes. And it's something which is natural, and your brain, because you're happy, tells you to do that. But you can do the reverse. You can trick your brain to think you're happy by taking one of those positions. And something I knew when I was a kid, I think, and maybe lots of people know it, but if you put a pen between your teeth like this, and you
okay.
say like that,
Okay.
if you just stay like that with something between your teeth, exactly, it makes your brain think that you're smiling. So if you're smiling means you're happy. So if you say,
Yeah.
yeah, you do look stupid, but if you do
No.
it, I guess, in the comfort of your home, for like maybe 10 minutes, then you feel happier and you feel better than if you have a closed body position or you're like a victim position. So um, that's the first thing that you can do. Or on the street, you can you can walk like this, or you can actually maybe put your shoulders back, your sternum up, and walk like maybe like you own the street, like more proud, and it makes a difference as well on how you feel and how your brain
Operate.
get that perception. So that's the first thing that you can easily change every day.
Physiology, right?
Yeah, the physiology. Yeah. The second one is the little scenarios that you have in your head, those image or internal
Movies.
dialogue, the movies that you make in your head. And so that guy was saying that we have almost 80,000 negative pictures every single day. And
How
it is a
many?
lot of 80,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I think that much, but apparently, that's a lot of negative ideas. And obviously, the more negative you think, the more likely you are to attract negative things, the more likely you are to fail because of you think
Mm.
about is negativity is failure and things like this. So if on the contrary you think about success and about being successful, I can't remember who said that. Or it's something like whether you where is it whether you think that you're going to succeed or you fail, you're right.
In both,
Or,
yeah.
yeah, I can't remember who said this exactly or what is the exact quote, but yeah,
Yeah,
basically that's yeah,
tell me.
that's right. Yeah, if you think you're gonna fail and you think you're gonna fail, you think you're gonna fail, you think you're gonna fail, then you're gonna fail. If you think you're, like 100% sure, like you really have to be convinced that you're gonna succeed, and that's all you think about when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you're more likely to succeed. So that's the second thing you can change easily. And the third thing is the language that you have. So, when you say, I don't know, you tell me, Hadrian, tomorrow maybe do, Hadrian, tomorrow do 100 push-up. And I look at you, I'm like, yeah, okay, I will try. You probably know I'm not really going to do it, or, I might not really do it properly because I'm already conditioning myself to failure. If I tell you, yes, Emir, I will do it, then I'm going to do it. If I say, yeah, okay, I will try, I will do my best, already you're kind of saying, well, I do what I can, but if I fail, well, it's not really my fault, because I would have
Mm.
done what I can. Um, so I guess it's maybe like a binary, like black and white thing, but it's either you're going to do something or you're not going to do it. So if you remove the
I will try it.
yeah,
You
try
keep
it.
going.
And if if you remove from your vocabulary the I cannot do it to I do
Mm.
not want to do it, like you do that switch, and it's like such a big shift. So think about your belief, for example, when you think I cannot do a marathon or I cannot be on time, or so you do like basically a list. On one side, you write all the things you think you cannot do. So, for example, I cannot go to work on time, or I cannot do a marathon, or I cannot lift 100 kilos. And next to it, instead of I cannot do it, write I do not want to. I do not want to do a marathon. I do not want to be on time. I do not want to lift 100 kilos. Then suddenly it's your choice.
Mm.
It is your choice. You are saying I do not want to be on time. It is not I cannot be on time. It is I do not want to be on time. I make the choice not to wake up 10 minutes earlier to be on time. I make the choice not to push myself more at the gym to lift 100 kilograms. I make the choice not to train properly, not to buy the right shoes, not to look online for the proper training, to run the marathon. Because let's be honest, we can probably all run a marathon if you really want to do it.
Wow.
We might
I
not,
tell me.
yeah, we might not do it in 4 hours, but we can all do it. I mean, I never run it, but I run um, I run 10K with almost no training, and it was hard, but I didn't have a really good time. But I did it, and it's something. It's all mental. And actually, one of the thing in that program was he tells you one day, think about something you think that you cannot do, and and then go to do it. So if you think you cannot do 100 push-ups in one day, then just go do it. It's like it's just about pushing yourself, like training your brain and making realize that actually you can do it if you want to do it. It's not it's not necessarily your body feeling you, it's your mentality, feeling you. And I guess we have heard stories of people being able to lift something really heavy to help someone or when their life was in danger. Like suddenly you get that extra power because your mind tells you like you don't have a choice. If there's your daughter under that big bus, you will maybe find the strength to, I don't know, to do something because you really want to do it. So, and it's the same. And you might not be able to do 100 push-up like just like this, but you might do 20 push-ups and then stop for 2 minutes and then do 10 and then stop and then do 10 again, then do five. And at the end, maybe it took you an hour to do 100 push-ups, but what matters is that you did the 100 push-ups that you think you were not able to do. And that is
Exactly.
quite powerful because it really push yourself, makes you realize actually that when you really want to do something, you can do it. So um, yeah, so it's about the words that you use, and again making you accountable for it, like removing the events and putting the onus on you, taking ownership of your life and of the words you're using. So there's no more I cannot do it, it's I do not want to do it. um,
That's so powerful with regards to being able to you to tell to yourself, "Oh, I can make this. I cannot do that." I say, "No, don't lie to yourself, or don't lie. I will not lie to myself.
yeah.
I will say that I don't want to do it because it can be a choice. Because, for example, today I learned it was a lady that she was she's an Olympic swimmer. So in her early ages, between 20 to 25, she failed two times doing an Olympic swimming, but she never gave up. And you know why? Because she said, she changed the meaning of saying, I cannot make it. And she said, I wanted to do it. She was keep trying it. And then when she was 60 years old, she made it. But it's about just, she didn't change the meaning of her language. And you say the right of the words. She said, I will make it and I will make it happen. But it
Yeah,
takes 40 years to do it, but she haven't give up. And sometimes it's just about that, right?
it is about that, it's still about. And there's, I think just earlier before you come, we are talking about that book like Think and Grow
Think
Rich.
and go
And
rich.
in it they also talk about this, about Thomas Edison, who tried a lot of time with the light bulb and he failed a
Mm.
lot of time, but he was convinced that there was a way of doing it. He didn't say, "Oh yeah, it's fine, I can't do it." He believed there was a way of doing it, and it's the same with lots of people who, I guess, achieve great things. Like they stuck to the idea that they have, and maybe some people told them, "Oh, you can't do it." I think there was the running, like the 100 meter. I think like at some point people thought it was impossible to have it below 10 seconds or whatever the time was. And everybody was convinced it's not possible, it's not possible, it's not possible. And one day, one guy succeeded to do it. And then after that, the record was
More
broken
people.
again and again and again and again because suddenly they realized, oh shit, it is possible to do it. So like the whole mentality shifted. So yeah, it is actually like the more I read, like the Think and Grow Rich or that program, the more I actually realize that what's going on in your mind is so powerful. And it's we don't learn it we never learn it at school, like no one told you like to really believe in yourself, or it's something that I guess you get from your parents or that you have to learn yourself. And and it's a shame that we don't spend more time trying to educate ourselves on how the brain works and how to make it super positive and more ready for success, I guess. And yeah, that book, Think and Grow Rich, I mean, I started to read it, but when I read it, it makes me feel quite positive about what I can achieve. even though I'm just at page 50. But I really have the feeling that shit, the book is really powerful because he's right. Like it's all about training your brain to think that yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. And then it's like because whatever you think about is kind of what you see. So when I was buying a car, my first car, and I started to notice a lot of things about cars. The car color, the car model, the alloy on the wheels, the shape of the car. Like I started to notice everything about cars because I was just thinking like day and night about cars. I was checking websites. I was looking lots of things. Like my brain was just all about cars, cars, cars. And when I was looking around, I could see cars, 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 cars. So yeah, it's the same. It's like if you think about success, like if you have a business or something, then you're more likely to succeed than if you think, oh shit, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work.
But to be honest, it's hard, and I understand because even myself, even until now, I know just the tools. I know the tools. I've been reading that book that you got, and I keep building that mindset. These beliefs and these thinking. And as you said, it's because the system, education, didn't teach us to believe in ourselves. We are our worst
Yeah,
enemy sometimes. It's not about people telling us sometimes that we cannot make it. It's fighting with our own beliefs and thinking, saying, because our thinking most of the time, they will say, oh, you cannot make it. Why are you doing that? But instead of working and be our best friends and say, hey, you can make it. Let's go. Let's try it. But it's going to be really rare to see that in people, even in myself sometimes.
it's hard. Yeah, yeah.
But it's about
I
working on that.
yeah, I don't have the magic solution. I
Me
think
neither. I think it's
I
just
think one of the
repetition.
thing I think is to have a routine, is to force yourself to go through that routine. And that's one of the things of that program about the warrior mindset is to have a morning routine.
Mm,
And in that routine, you can do affirmations, positive affirmations. And they have to be, I think there's like a few things. I don't know if I took the notes about them, but um, and because what you think is the way you condition yourself. So if you think positive, you're more likely to have it. So if in that morning routine, things that you do every single day, you start to have those positive affirmations, then you're more likely. That was Henry Ford that said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
exactly.
Because yeah, that's that's how it is. So you need to repeat yourself. That's what he said. You need to repeat yourself something 1,000 times before it becomes a reality.
Wow.
So think about it 1,000 times. There's 365 days in a year. So that's about 3 years if you say to yourself just once a day. If you repeat it to yourself five times a day, it's about 6 months. So it means you need to repeat yourself something 5 times a day, every single day over 6 months for it to become kind of rooted inside of you. Um, and I guess that's where the importance of having a routine kicks in. You have your morning routine every single day. You tell yourself, I'm the best, or whatever you want to tell yourself, like I'm good looking, I'm strong, or I don't know, whatever you want to tell yourself, I'm a good dancer, or I can lift 100 kilos, or I'm going to succeed in my business. Actually, I'm succeeding in my business because there's few things, like you have to talk about yourself. You have to use the present tense. So I said, I will succeed in my business. No, it's I am succeeding in my business, or my business is successful. Um,
That's so powerful. Yeah.
yeah, because you have to
Present
trick
tense.
yourself to think, yeah, you have to trick yourself to think it is happening right now.
Mm,
Right now my business is successful, so that you act as if your business is successful. Um, it has to be positive. So don't think about what you don't want and think about what you want. So don't say, I don't want my business to fail, because then you will hear fail 1,000 times, and and you will like fail, fail, fail. You will have business, fail, business, fail, business, fail. So yeah, it's business, success, successful, or all the positive things that you can think about. It has to be short, and has to be specific about what you want, and it has to be exciting. So it has to be something kind of fantastic of what you want. So you don't want to be good at something. You want to be excellent at something. You want to be the best at something. You're not gonna say, I want my business to be average. Or you're not gonna say, I want to earn £10,000 a year. You're gonna say, I am earning £1 million every year. I am earning £1 million every year. And you might not end up doing it, but you might get more. Yeah, you might get more than what you would have said if you had said, 10,000, for example. So, yeah, and it has to be personal. So you cannot tell, I want my girlfriend to start going to the gym. I want my girlfriend to go to the gym, because it has to be personal. You cannot force her. You can maybe try to help her, but your affirmation, no matter how many times you say she's going to the gym, she ain't gonna go. She's not gonna go to the gym.
Exactly, man. That's powerful. So what is the other one? So we go so far physiology. We got the power of our words.
Yeah, and the mentality. Yeah,
and the mentality.
So the mental image that you
mindset,
have.
right?
Yeah, the mindset. So yeah, those three things. And again, it's hard to think about it. And when you feel like shit, you don't think about putting yourself like this or putting a pen in your mouth. It's hard to do, and it doesn't mean you're always happy. It doesn't mean you're always smiling and walking around like you're the man. But it means that you have some tools to make it last like a bit, like a shorter time. Instead of being unhappy for half a day, you might maybe shorten it to maybe an hour or something like that, by trying to trick your brain to be happy and positive. But again, you have to think about doing it when you need it, which is the hard part.
Exactly. So is any other tools that is there in your notes that you want to share with us?
Yeah. So yeah, that morning routine where you can have the affirmation. You can do visualization as well. So visualizing you succeeding. So I don't know if it's your business, maybe. I haven't looked at those things in details yet, and there's lots of resource out there to make you understand how you can do the visualization. But if you're there and you imagine maybe your business, like I don't know, like having an office, or like maybe for you, maybe if you want to ultimately to own a gym, maybe you imagine in your head the gym, what it looks like, the front door, and things like that. And again, if you do that every day, it brings you closer. And I think we talk about visualization board for your objectives, and it's the same concept. Like if you have a visualization board for your objectives, it's just there. You see it every day, and you see. I don't know, if you want to get stronger, you might put a picture of I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or maybe I don't know, like maybe Brad Pitt in Fight Club, or like something that is inspiring to you, something that you want to look like.
I mean.
Yeah, exactly. I put a picture of you.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's quite good, the visualization. I think it's a powerful tool as well to have it. What else do we have there?
That's a big jug. You couldn't find a cup, so you just. So that was this. So it's again, that morning routine, doing this, the affirmation, visualization, meditation as well. if you go out there, I have the app called Headspace,
Mm-hmm.
um, and again, it's quite useful, but because the spiritual aspect of my life is not what really excites me at the moment, I don't do it often. But if you Google it, you will find a lot of positive things about meditation, and it helps you to maybe heal faster. It helps you to calm down. It has a lot of benefits, like mentally, but physically, and it's really good. So again, if you can incorporate it in your morning routine and do it every single day, then you might start feeling things I cannot talk about because I don't do it. But um, yeah, meditation.
It's as well a
Um,
powerful tool, right? Okay. What else do we have there?
there is a diary, so like a journal like this one, that
Mm-hmm.
you can use to, as I said, like to write things about gratitude. So I try now just to find five things. So in the evenings, I think about all the things that happened during the day, and I try to think what I'm grateful for, and then the thing I'm the most grateful for. So um, I don't know, like some days when I was doing it, because again I start and I stop, so I have to really be really good at keeping it every single day. But you might sit and think about your day and think, okay, I'm grateful for going to Tesco and being able to buy some food. I'm grateful because I was able to exercise and do my gym at home or go to the park for a run. I'm grateful for because I've been to, I don't know what else I did today, for example. I don't know. I watch Netflix, but yeah, then what is the thing I'm the most grateful for over that day? So the thing I'm the most grateful for is probably being able to exercise at home because everything is closed at the moment. So I have some dumbbells at home. And, sorry, and I'm grateful I was able to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
in the evening, that is quite useful. In the morning, if you have a diary, you can think about your life overall and what you are grateful for in your life. Maybe to have your parents who are still alive, for example, or to have a cat, or to have like a pet, or, like think about maybe you had an argument with your girlfriend and you can be grateful maybe to have those arguments because it means that you maybe progress in your relationship, that in a way you are it's some sort of communication, provided there is kind of a useful outcome of that argument or that you understood each other better. So there's lots of things you can be grateful for. So you can
That's so
write it in your
powerful.
diary, yeah, in the morning, or what I used to do before as well was just writing my thoughts or writing things. Like when I was ill, like maybe I had a sore throat or something like that. I just wrote, today I have a sore throat, or I don't know, like arguments about, or like even before getting my girlfriend, I was like, I'm not really sure she's interested in me. So I write those things in my diary, just whatever is in my mind, and then after 5 days, I was really sick of my throat. I had the feeling it's been 2 weeks that I'm ill. And then I went back through my journal and I realized, oh, it's just been 5 days. You know what? It's not that bad. Or if I go back like to my ex-girlfriend, um, I was thinking she was not interested. That's what's in 1 week. And then the week after, I'm like, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I didn't really read the things properly. Maybe I should try again to push a bit more. And it's kind of funny, maybe like a year later when you go back to this and you're like, how could I be so wrong? Like how did I thought, how did I think that she was not interested or things like this. So it's useful. Sometimes, as well, we just have so many things going on in our head and meditation helps. Writing it down helps as well because once it's written, it's kind of out of your head. It's like the to-do list. If you write
Mm.
things on the to-do list, you don't have to think about it anymore because it's there, it's written, it's the same. if you're not really feeling good about something, just write it down, because first of all, you let it out. So it's like you're talking to someone. Then again, you might be able to take the time to really think why it is not, why you feel like that. You might have an argument with your girlfriend and you think that she's wrong, and you start to write, argued with her because she did this and I think it was wrong, and blah 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 blah. And then as you keep on writing and writing, you actually realize, well, okay, maybe actually it was a bit my fault. So you start to write things, and it's something objective. I mean, it's subjective because you write it, but it's objective because you just write whatever comes, and you just write and write, and at the end you can just go back to it, and there's no one interfering with you or telling you that's not how you should feel, that's not what happened, that's not this. It's just good to write it, and then you can go back to it as well. So
I'm just trying to have some feedback, I'm trying to have some, I don't know how to say in English that word, but retrospection, like
yeah.
just trying to see, but that's interesting and really powerful. So is any other tools, because you've been sharing a lot of tools today regards to how to have
Yeah. Sorry, I've been
powerful.
talking lots about
No, no,
things,
I
but
know it. It's really
the
powerful tools. Is any other ones that you go there so far?
the last one I have, and I have not tried it. It's an ankle. So you see, let me think. Maybe when you were a kid and you ate some bad Chinese, and you were sick the whole night, and then for a week after, you couldn't smell Chinese, or like alcohol, like vodka. Lots of people, it's tequila actually. Think about tequila. For lots of people, that is the bad
Tequila.
one. Yeah, tequila. Lots of people had different things with tequila. But
Uh-huh.
now, when you smell tequila, you feel bad, you feel sick. Or when you smell Chinese, you feel bad. So that is an anchor. And whether you want it or not, there's lots of things anchored in us. And it might be belief, it might be physical thing like the tequila or Chinese. Um, but you can also create those anchors. So you might decide that actually, like maybe if you look at I don't know, at the soldier or people, like to push themselves, they might be, going like this, like you're boosting yourself. So this itself is an anchor. That when you go like this, you're more aggressive, or more ready for it. So you can do the same. You can have an anchor maybe when you do, I don't know, you do this, you feel happier about something. So when you well, it shouldn't be something that you do every day, because if it's like you snap your finger every day, then it might become the bad anchor. Like if you want to be more aggressive when you do this, and then you do it every day, then you might end up punching lots of people's face, but which is not what you want. But if you want to be aggressive in certain situation, like um, when there's like a street fight or when there is something happening, then you have that anchor that you can go to that will help you to go back to that moment where you are aggressive, or that state of mind that you want to be.
Exactly.
And I don't, again, I have not had time to practice it or to do it, but the overall concept is that you need to think about a time where you were really happy,
Mm-hmm.
or where you were really aggressive, or whatever it is you want to anchor. You need to find a movement, let's say this, and then you while you do this, you have to feel that feeling, you have to let it go, and then you kind of anchor it, and you have to do it probably a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
for it to really become anchored. And again, I will encourage people to maybe go on internet and find maybe Wikipedia or WikiHow to find a place where it is really explained properly. But I think again that could be a really useful tool, because there might be again a physical way, like the position we talked about, like this. It might be a physical way that every time you do, yeah, every time you do this, you think about something positive, and like you go in your happy place, and and that might help you. So I think that was the last of the tools.
The anchor, I really like it, and I think you are totally right because if we link something to make us, for example, that is as well in NLP. I don't know if you care about NLP.
Yeah,
That is really powerful. They say to people, for example, that they love chocolate cake. So in this chocolate cake, they put chicken poop. They put hair from the toilet. They
yeah,
put dust, and they put a lot of bad things, like smells as well. And you will put the other half in the cake, and then you're going to try to eat it a bit, and you're going to eat it, and some people throw away, throw out. Sorry.
hmm hmm
And what happens is like you are creating a negative experience. So that's as well a type of an anchor, I think, as well that you're talking about.
yeah,
So that's powerful. That's really powerful. That's
yeah,
really good. That's your cat?
yeah. My cat getting in and out. He doesn't really know what he wants. I know that's a different cat. Yeah, because there are three
You got two
cats.
cats
Yeah, well, my brother has two cats actually.
as well.
It's
All
an
right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, but he lost one cat for 5 years. The cat fell from the seventh floor, and he thought the
What?
cat, like he
Wow.
couldn't find the cat. He thought the cat died, and then 5 years later, some woman called him and told him, "I thought I found your cat. I think I found your cat." And he went to pick up the cat, and that was his cat. We don't know what happened during those 5 years, but anyway, now he has two cats and he has Tuco, my cat. So now there's three cats at home and it's really exciting place. So
That's wonderful. So now, Adrian, just to wrap up this amazing talk, because it's really powerful what you've been sharing so far, and I think many people will be grateful to you for taking the time to share those tools. But I just wanted to summarize what you said. So mainly, you've been talking about taking ownership of your choices, that you are
yeah,
in control, that you're responsible of it. That really would be one thing, would be the triangle of the success. That will
yeah,
be how you will talk to yourself, your physiology, you know,
yeah,
it will be your physiology, it will be your mentality, what you say to
yeah,
yourself. The other one, it was as well the power of the circle of harmony, and trying to say to
yeah,
yourself which aspects you are. So that was one of them as well. The anchor, that is the last one. The other one as well, it was asking the powerful why deepness, right? Asking you why 7 times is possible or even
yeah,
more. What else it was? So we've been talking about that. Then diary, write down
yeah. The diary,
gratitude,
yeah.
right? What else?
The affirmations, visualization,
Visualizations,
yeah, the anchor. I think that's pretty much well having a morning routine where you
the
can
importance
actually
of the morning
implement
routine.
all those things and like where you can spend the time to say yourself 1,000 times that you are amazing human being and
That's so powerful. I
yeah,
really like it. So that is going to be mainly all the tools that you can use, guys. Okay, if you are just watching us here on live or anytime or any day, if you wanted to come back, this video is going to be always on Facebook group. But just to wrap it up, I always ask all the guests who are coming to have a talk with a powerful mindset, because the Facebook group is called the Powerful Mindset. And my mission is just to bring people who got something to empower other people and trying to build that powerful mindset, because everything I think starts from here. When you believe it from here, your body is going to follow. You will be, as you said, you will be the man or the woman who is going to be in charge of their life. Who is not going to be, oh, society is going to be in charge. No, government, no, my parents, no, my brother, no, my family, no. It's you as a single human being. You need to take ownership, as you said, right? So what would be the last message or words that you want to say to all the people who are watching us?
uh, I don't know. Well, thanks for watching first of all. um, hopefully you understood my accent because some people don't. So
I know, so it's fine.
yeah, no, that's good. But you got some experience. Um, yeah, no, thank you for watching. And I think the main thing actually is not just watching, is then doing. And that program that I'm doing, the guy is really good actually pushing you to do it. He will tell you stop the video. Every day will ask, and it's just recorded things, but he will ask you, have you done it? It's about momentum. It's also about being a good, like when you're skeptical, but you can be a good skeptical person. Is that you might not believe everything that we talked about, but at least try it. You don't have anything to lose. So it's about just trying it. And again, I think that that knowledge is not things that we made up. It's things we read in books, like this one again, which is a really good book. So if you want to read it, I recommend it. It's things like meditation. It's been there for thousands of years, so that there must be some benefits, and I don't really understand them. But again, I'm a good skeptical person. I try it, and then I will see what happens. So yeah, it's about taking action, because you might come back from this video thinking, shit, that was amazing. And then next week you already forgot about it, or you never really tried it. And so, yeah, if tomorrow, try to actually do something. Tomorrow is Saturday. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the weekends, and maybe, take a bit of time of your day just to do one of the things we talked about, where there is like trying a posture for like 10 minutes, or uh yeah, trying like the wheel, think about your life, or about why you want to do something, no matter what it is, and think about it like 7 times. Why? Try something and then do it and see what happened. The worst that can happen is that you just wasted a bit of time, but it's better wasting it there than watching Netflix. So and I watch a lot Netflix at the moment, so I know what I'm talking about. So it's more useful to do this. So yeah,
So
I think
that's
that's
amazing. So thank you very much one more time for taking as well this time to share with other people, what you're learning. And I think the most powerful thing that we can do as human beings is like, if we learn something and if we know that it can empower other ones, why not share it? Why not share it, and why not empower other people too? Because I think that's the best feeling that you can have when you learn something and then when you share that with others. That's what you're doing today with me, Adrian. So thank you again for that. All of you guys, we are going to see each other next Friday, having a new mindset and keep building that powerful mindset. Okay, so remember, 8 o'clock all the time, UK time, London time, here in the powerful mindset. So see you in the next time. Bye.
I